Temple has had good wins. They've beaten Villanova, Rutgers, and VCU. They got three really good guards and a four-man who can really, really shoot it. They spread you out. I thought in the first half, and give Temple credit, I thought they came out and played really hard, but I just thought we had so many balls right at the rim. We fumbled balls that our bigs at 3 and 4 feet, and just kind of got looks that we liked. Even Matt had looks that we liked. But I thought we kept defending. Second half was better. It was sure good to see Deshaun settle in. Played, a clean game, 17 points, 4 assists, no turnovers. Thought he and Mo guarded better at the point guard spot. Thought Matt did a great job on Battle. He really wanted to guard Battle. Battle is an elite guard in college basketball and held him to 4 for 17, which was good. So it was a hard-fought game, kind of a game like maybe the SEC games will be. And we got to get prettier on offense. But I really liked our effort. Didn't turn it over but twice in the second half. So good win, and look forward to one more before the break.
Touched on it there a little bit, but just where do you think kind of the smoothness of the offense has gone since that Valpo game? It just kind of like you said, struggles with the high percentage shots.
We had the ball just at all this. I can't tell you how many balls we bobbled. 8 or 9 in the first half. Just had just numbers on the break and just couldn't make the right decision, charged, fumbled balls, had balls right at 2 feet from the rim. Matt had some really good step-in looks that he normally makes. He shoots them every time. So, I don't know. Tonight, we just seemed like we'd been second half. We got in a little better flow. We got it now. If we can start maybe integrating Amari with Deshaun, if we can guard and rebound. It gives you 2 of the better shooters on the floor with Matt. So those are some things that we've got to really keep trying right there. I thought Miles Burns, unsung tonight, but 12 rebounds was good. He had our biggest plus. He was plus 13 in the plus minus, so he was a big part of the win too.
Kermit, of 38 points combined between Ruff and Morrell, 28 of those were in the second half. Just kind of down the stretch, what switch did you kind of see flip just from guard play? Yeah,
we really tried to space it a little bit different for Deshaun, and I thought he just made some really good reads. He made a shot, from the perimeter, and that's what he can do. He can shoot, and those guys when Deshaun gets totally healthy, as I've said it before, that's a really good SEC backcourt, with some good players coming around with Amari and TJ. James White, I brought James White off the bench first today, and he had a couple threes hit on him. But it was just good to see them both play. And they're really good players, and we're going to need them both to play well to win these high-level SEC games.
Kermit, this was a game where you had a couple rough stretches in the first half, but you hung in there. You battled back to take a lead, and then you kind of had to scrap it out late. Was this kind of the kind of win that you guys needed?
Yeah, it is. We'd love to score 80, and be better in that way. But kind of where we are a little bit offensively right now, not, with just some of the things that we're doing around the goal and ball movement. It was just it was one of those half-court games that, so I appreciated the win. We had some really tough practices the last couple days, really trying to bounce back from the Central Florida game. So I was proud of our team. We needed a win.
It seemed like down the stretch, I think that was the first time all year long where 3 different players had 4 fouls kind of in the closing minutes. Just how important was it for them to kind of just play smart down the stretch, given kind of where the game was at that important time? Yeah, Mo's 4th was kind of a reach-in foul. They didn't have to, so you're right, just trying to manage the fouls in late where we're trying to manage free throw shooting, our best free throwers in the game. All of those different things are just things you're going to have to do throughout the year. But it really is. It's the first time we've gotten that deep of foul trouble.
You had 11 guys out there in the first 9 minutes, obviously just trying to find something. But with 1 game left, how long do you kind of want to see the numbers in that?
Yeah, I want to play guys who are, who deserve to play, and if it's 11, it's 11. And but I still like. Theo didn't play in the first half, but we went to Theo. We thought his length, and I thought he did some really good things in the second half, So just getting about 4 of those guys to really emerge. We thought James White, because he'd been rebounding, was going to be our first perimeter guy off. Deshaun for Amari, but just James White, but then he kind of gave up a couple threes, and then we kind of went to TJ. And I thought TJ settled in and played well. So, I'd like to have it now, but we're just going to keep working at it and keep trying to fix it and just looking at it and having guys compete every day in practice.
You mentioned Khalif Battle. You held him to 4 out of 17, and he was a -8. Like, how did y'all kind of game plan for an elite guard like that can really score the ball?
Yeah, he's terrific. Matt Morrell. Matt wanted him. Matt just said, Coach, I want to guard him. And I'm not saying we didn't switch on to him a little bit, but Matt really wanted the challenge. He is a really good player. And I thought Matt just really was physical with him. Even the shots he made were tough. I think maybe one of them maybe wasn't on Matt. But I just thought as Matt Morrell just really being competitive and wanted a challenge to guard another really good guard.
You mentioned what that backcourt can be when Deshaun gets healthy. I mean, where do you feel like he kind of is in that regard right now?
That's the healthy he's looked. I mean, we had some really demanding practices the last 2 days, and from him too. I mean, we went back to a lot of old school stuff, and he competed, and he hadn't really been through a lot of the hard stuff yet. I mean, really, he's really kind of a freshman still, based on practice. And but I think the more practice, the healthier he can get. Just some of those demanding type practices are going to help him, just to be able to play against really good guards like this.
You mentioned demanding practices and all that. Was that some of that demanding stuff more just from a fundamental standpoint, physicality?
Just toughness. We got out rebounded against Central Florida. That's I don't care what happens. That's our mantra. They got more offensive rebounds than we did. We didn't defensive rebound. And I said it, we're the 8th best offensive rebounding team in college basketball, like 280 defensively. Our guards got to be better defensive rebounders. So just some things that we needed to be better. We weren't perfect by any means today, but I thought our competitive nature was better right from the start.
And you mentioned James White earlier, and you said, earlier in the season, that he needed to do the little things and all sort of stuff. But kind of from that point to kind of where it is now, was that stuff a little bit more defensively?
It was just one of those games today. He has been. He's been good in practice. He led us in rebounding yesterday in practice, 10 rebounds. And so I thought, I almost started James, but I kind of, but Miles just has kind of been our best defender in those kind of games. So I envisioned James to play a lot of minutes. I really did. It just kind of, one of those deals early on, and and they just kind of gave some other guys opportunity, and I thought they settled in and played, and that's kind of we stuck with it. But James White, he's got to be a big part of our team for sure.
JV's had that big block late. Just how important is he to what you guys want to do defensively?
Yeah, we've got to get him more touches. He was 3 for 3. We've got to get him 6 to 9 shots a game, and so we've got to do a better job of that. But I thought he and Theo both rim protected, but he's a great chase down guy in our drop coverage. We switched late. And just some places and some layups they've got to try to make over him. He's pretty good, and so it was good to see.
Kermit, American Night Radio, Nathaniel Rios here. You mentioned physicality of the game and it kind of preparing you. Feel like this kind of prepared you for that SEC? It seemed like a real tough physical game. They're real aggressive.
It has. We could have maybe played 2 other bye games during this period of time, but we chose to start a series with Central Florida and Temple, and I have a lot of respect for both programs. And thought going in they both have a chance to be an NCAA tournament team. I thought that would help us, and obviously we didn't get it done against Central Florida. But yeah, I think all these games help. Even some of the mid-major teams we played are good, and so I think from a competitive standpoint of who we played. I think we'll be ready because that first couple, Tennessee and Alabama, is about as hard as you can open up with, in college basketball and conference. So hope that's prepared as well.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
That's great. Thanks.